Hello, I'm Penelope Pennington, and this is my intro video for ChatGPT and learning about how it works and also knowing um, how it works and to explain its responses, to also know how to explain yourself when a response is given to you. So today I watched the TikTok of this woman that was sent in the email link. And she basically broke it down like 5 different prompts. And she said to insert certain stuff in there to figure out certain questions. So right now I'm basically putting something into ChatGPT, and it is, please break down the process of learning the guitar into steps that are manageable. Steps, it said steps twice. Into steps that are manageable and a timeline for it. And so I'm going to go ahead and submit it in there. And right now it's breaking down. So this is what the response was given by ChatGPT. It starts with learning the guitar can be a rewarding journey, but it's best appreciated in small and manageable steps. Here's a breakdown of the process with a timeline that spans about 6 months to a year. You can adjust the pace based on your available practice time and natural progression. Phase 1, the foundation. Weeks 1 through 4. Week 1, get familiar with the guitar. Learn how to hold the guitar properly, sitting, standing, hand positioning. Get to know the parts of the guitar, strings, fretboard, neck, bridge, etc. Tune the guitar using a tuner or tuning app. Learn basic terminology, chords, frets, strings, etc. Practice basic strumming motions, downstrokes, and upstrokes. So that was the first week breakdown, and then breaks it down into week 2 and lots of different phrases, but I'll go ahead and read them out. Let's see. And then it starts with week 2. It's basically learn basic open chords, so like E major, A major, D major, C major, G major, EM, and AM. Focus on cleanly pressing the strings without muting any unwanted notes. Practice switching between these chords slowly and accurately. So basically, the rest of the responses also, week 3, it goes with strumming patterns. Week 4, basic technique and finger exercises. And then it goes ahead and goes into phase 2. So basically, it splits it up in 3 different phases, and it splits it up into weeks. So it did get the notion of it being put into manageable small steps that would definitely help you learn. As someone who played guitar, this is something I definitely tried to follow along with. So I would say for my explanation of this is basically how ChatGPT is doing it is smart, because I feel like it's very easy when you have like a big skill you want to learn to be broken down into phases, and then basically once you complete a phase you can move on, but you do it week by week. Whenever I was learning guitar, what I would do is I read a book on it actually before I even started about like the basics. So that was kind of my phase 1, was basically reading the book, and then getting to know the basics, like just kind of the basic anatomy of the guitar, knowing the strings, knowing what each string is called, starting to learn the notes, learning how many frets there are. And then slowly I kind of got into the information phase, which I think you should start out with when you're learning something new, and then actually hands-on starting to do it, so you can use your knowledge previously that you learned or something you wrote down or read into doing it physically, and taking that on. So yeah, ChatGPT does a good job of splitting it up. I would say it was pretty accurate, especially if you were like a guitar teacher trying to teach this. And then it also kind of starts to break it up into months. And I'd say the more experience you get with it, you can kind of start going by months. And it gets into the advanced. So it basically starts from kind of beginner, and then it goes from kind of amateur, and then kind of intermediate skills. You kind of know a little bit more about the subject, and then you get to the more advanced stuff when I would say, a little bit more fluent with the guitar. And then one thing that it adds at the bottom is keep in mind patience in progress. Learning guitar is a gradual process and everyone progresses at different speeds. Don't be discouraged by challenges. Focus on small improvements. Adapt your style. Find the genre or style that excites you the most and focus your learning around it. Play along with others. If possible, jam with friends or find online communities to practice with. Playing with others is one of the best ways to improve. By breaking things down into manageable phases and focusing on steady progress, you'll steadily build both your technical skills and your enjoyment of playing. So this is what I also really like, because I think this is pretty accurate to whenever you're learning a new skill, it's really hard to not become frustrated with yourself. Like any instrument that I've learned or that I've played guitar with, it's really frustrating, especially to just start. So I think this is a really good way to map out learning it, and then also having to keep in mind of like, hey, you're going to need a lot of patience. You're going to have to do a lot of progress with this. And adapting, most certainly, like finding your own style, your own voice of what you like to play. You can definitely be someone that plays every genre. I know I definitely try to, but I think it's really good that it does put that in there. Like if there's just more specific music that you like personally, then you can also adapt that to guitar, and that would kind of help better learn it. And then also playing along with others really encourages collaborative music. I think it's really good to throw in there, because I think also it can inspire people to do better and improve on their playing. So I really like the way that it broke this down. You can also do ChatGPT for breaking down many other skills. This is just an example that I decided to use. I think it was really accurate, and I also like that the way that it gave me, I decided to pick a question that I kind of knew more about. And so I'm able to understand the process because I know the background of it, but also it's very accurate. And it gives you a very accurate breakdown of it and how you should, like, honestly, how you should do it. This kind of seemed like this was something that was recommended by guitar teachers or something whenever it was being programmed. So yeah, it is absolutely very interesting. And then I would also like to add that I have never had an instructor that really encourages the use of it. I think that it is a very interesting thing to use, especially in a class, because this is a time where we've never had the technology to really compare it to anything. So it is interesting. I'm sure it's very interesting too to be teaching a course in AI in ChatGPT in this day and age, because there's still a lot of things that are not known about it, but there is a lot of information about it out there. So no, I have never had an instructor really encourage the use of it. A lot of courses that I've taken, the teachers like, don't use this. Like we have websites that can show if you're using it. So of course I never really use, I don't think I've ever used ChatGPT for any of my assignments. Usually if I just need help with something, I'll just look it up, but I do think it's very interesting to integrate that into a course. So I will answer the question of no, I have never had an instructor that is doing this, and I think that it's really cool. Anyways, again, I'm Penelope Pennington, and I'm in your class. Sorry that this intro video took me a little bit to film, but thank you so much for having me in your class, and I'm very excited to take this class and learn about all the aspects of entrepreneurship and I guess the aspects of AI as well. Have a great day.